Good afternoon, everyone, and a very warm welcome to you all. I am Dilys Harris, Senior Trained Standards Officer with Caerphilly County Borough Council. May I begin by thanking the Food Standards Agency for inviting me to speak to you today about the role of the local authority in supporting food businesses. For you to have the benefit of a full screen and no distraction from me, I'll be turning my camera off for the duration of the presentation. This session will cover the food law enforcement function, the role of local authorities, and how businesses are supported in meeting their legal obligations. I'll signpost you to sources of food allergen information and training, and point you to where businesses can access further advice and support. You will hear about a day in the life of Chloe and Megan's story, allergen resources developed by Lancashire County Council Trading Standards. I'll share with you my experience of creating and developing a free online multilingual food allergen resource during the COVID pandemic and the feedback we've had to date. During this session, you'll find out where to find these resources and how to access them. The local authority has a statutory duty to enforce food law. Food law enforcement is carried out by environmental health and trained standards officers. Environmental health enforce food safety, hygiene, and in some authorities, they enforce food standards too. In some instances, as is the case in Caerphilly, trading standards officers enforce food standards law. Every year, local authorities produce a food enforcement service plan. The plan seeks to develop a range of strategies, activities, and interventions that ensure a balanced approach to service delivery. This enforcement mix seeks to balance the need for proactive intervention programs with the need to promote, educate, and inform both business and the public. We all have a right to know where our food comes from. Together, environmental health and trading standards officers make sure that food is safe to eat, that hygiene and food standards are upheld. To check business compliance, officers carry out a risk-assessed food intervention programme, take food samples, which are submitted to the public analyst for analysis, investigate complaints, undertake intelligence-led proactive projects and surveys. Business advice and best practice guidance is routinely given during inspections. We support and work with businesses day in, day out to assist them to comply with their legal obligations and keep their customers safe. Our focus is prevention rather than cure, but where necessary, enforcement action is taken against those who flout the law, act irresponsibly, or where there is an immediate risk to health and safety. Our aim is to create a safe living and working environment for the communities and people we serve. As previously stated, our focus is prevention rather than cure. Environmental health and trading standards officers provide advice and support to a whole host of trader types, including but not limited to major manufacturers, multinationals, home businesses, online sellers, and those who trade at temporary events, as well as internal stakeholders such as catering services. The advice required is often of a complex and/or novel nature. All requests for service and information are responded to. Officers endeavour to provide the best and most current information available. We act as point of contact for local businesses and have formal home authority partnership arrangements with some, which has allowed us to establish close working relationships. Local authorities may also have primary authority partnerships, which enables businesses to form a legal partnership with them. This affords them access to assured and tailored advice on complying with the law. Enforcing authorities should respect this advice when regulating businesses. In providing support, we ensure that information, guidance, and advice is available to help food business operators meet legal obligations. When offering advice, we distinguish between legal requirements and suggested best practice and try not to impose any unnecessary burdens. Any educational resources produced are promoted and shared. To inform, guide, educate, and coach, we communicate by the most appropriate means. This may be by email, mail shot, trade seminar, workshop, press release, and posting on social media. Where appropriate, we also signpost to partner organisations. Business satisfaction surveys are carried out annually. Feedback is considered as part of our business planning process when an evaluation of local needs, internal drivers, emerging issues, national enforcement priorities and trends is undertaken and service priorities are set. Businesses are regularly signposted to various sources of information to help them comply with the law. You will find free food business advice and online training courses, including allergen training, on the Food Standards Agency website. The Business Companion is another source for business advice. The web links are provided for you on screen. If further advice is sought, food business operators should contact the local authority food law enforcement service where their business is registered. A Day in the Life of Chloe and Megan's Story are two allergen resources which were produced by Lancashire County Council Trading Standards Service. A Day in the Life of Chloe is a short film which features Chloe Fitzpatrick, a young lady who has a serious airborne strawberry allergy. It gives an insight as to what it is like living with a serious food allergy and the impact it has on family life, as well as raises awareness of food allergy becoming a growing health issue. 15-year-old Megan Lee was allergic to nuts and tragically died on the 1st of January 2017 as a result of being served a takeaway meal which contained peanut protein, despite including her allergy on an online order form. The film Megan's Story features Megan's parents, Adam and Gemma Lee. They bravely tell their daughter's story in the hope that it will highlight the consequence of a food business not taking allergens and allergen control seriously. The films are powerful in delivering their message and had a profound effect on me. To give you an insight, this is the trailer of Megan's Story, which was produced by the Chartered Trading Standards Institute as an asset for the multilingual allergen resource that I will tell you about shortly. In spring 2019, one of our catering team leaders and I delivered a bespoke food allergen refresher course to our internal catering staff. Both Chloe and Megan's real-life stories were incorporated into the presentation. At the end, we had stunned silence and some tears. Following the course, catering services were inundated with allergen queries. It had never happened before. After an evaluation, the training was extended. During the course of the year, we trained over 500 people, which included agency workers, school catering staff employed through education, some teachers who went on to use Lancashire's resources in their teaching, corporate health and safety staff, as well as environmental health and trading standards officers. We had incredible feedback from the courses we ran. Powerful, hard-hitting, the best training we have ever had. Didn't realise there were so many allergies. This was said many times. The videos made me aware of how allergens can be hidden and transferred to other things. It made me realise the seriousness of allergies and the impact of getting it wrong. 73% said they gained an understanding of the law concerning allergens. 74% said the real-life stories were relevant and informative. Following requests, we produced a handout called Be Allergy Aware, which summarises the key messages from the presentation and also includes the 14 allergens which must be declared by law and provides some examples of foods where they may be found. A review of risk assessments of food brought into schools was undertaken following attendance by corporate health and safety. The training spectacularly raised allergen awareness to a new level. Without a shadow of a doubt, fundamental to it was the use of A Day in the Life of Chloe and Megan's Story. We intended to adapt the presentation and roll out to individual trade sectors, but COVID struck. COVID-19 pandemic, an unprecedented global crisis that demanded an urgent local authority response. It seriously impacted on the workload of all public servants. In my team, staff were diverted to test, trace and protect, to community buddy schemes, delivery of school meals, to assist registrars and COVID enforcement duties. Along with ourselves, environmental health officers worked tirelessly on the COVID-19 frontline, dealing with the biggest global public health crisis. In order to continue operating during COVID, many food businesses had to diversify into food delivery, takeaway or online sales. There was also an increase in people cooking from home and selling food locally or online. During this time, we adjusted our working procedures and we prioritised businesses that posed the greatest risk to public health and consumer protection. We also advised and supported new businesses and those whose models were forced to change as a result of the pandemic. In spring 2020, I attended an online training course, which is when I had a light bulb moment. If food business operators couldn't come to us to receive allergen training, technology provided an alternative means of delivering it online to a nationwide audience. I made contact with the Food Standards Agency and Trading Standards Wales, who both supported a bid from the Greater Gwent Food Group to develop an online multilingual allergen resource. The Greater Gwent Food Group partnership is made up of trading standards and environmental health officers from Blaenau Gwent, Caerphilly, Monmouthshire, Torfaen and Newport councils. The Greater Gwent Food Group multilingual allergen resource currently comprises of 9 allergen awareness presentation videos, approximately an hour and a half long, a Be Allergy Aware handout for businesses, dubbed and subtitled versions of The Day in the Life of Chloe and Megan's Story. Tell us if you have an allergy or intolerance poster. They're available in English, Welsh, Bengali, Cantonese, Kurdish, Mandarin, Punjabi, Turkish, and Urdu. The resources are available for use by all local authorities in England, Wales, and Northern Ireland, and suitable for food businesses, food law enforcement officers, educational establishments, and consumers. In the last couple of weeks, I've heard from Food Standards Scotland to say approval has been granted to adapt the training for Scotland too. This will begin in March, with the English version and options for translation will follow. Following feedback from professional colleagues, I am delighted to inform you that with further support from the Food Standards Agency, work is now in progress on creating the resource in Bulgarian, Hungarian, Polish and Romanian. The aim is to launch in June 2022 a Charter Train Standards Institute conference, which is taking place in Bristol between the 15th and 17th of June. To make the resource videos, I worked with a broadcasting and media production company that provides motion picture, video and television program post-production activities. Our producer was an exceptional project manager. The project was scheduled at the beginning and I worked to strict deadlines. At each and every step, I was sent material for stage approval and we agreed from the beginning what parts would be cast. The English presentation voiceover narrator is Kevin Hughes, a radio and television broadcaster. Kevin currently hosts Global's Heart 90s breakfast show. He recently presented on the National Television Awards. His twin sister and nephew have food allergies. He was so pleased to have been asked and so interested in the project. I went to London and sat in on the studio session as Kevin recorded the presentation script. It was a fabulous experience and one of the highlights of the project. The technology blew me away. We had a sound engineer working with us in the studio who was live linked to another in Manchester. It was like we were all in the same room. The other voiceover artists were worldwide. It did cause some delays as pandemic restrictions reduced access to studios. In excess of 50 voiceover artists came forward to audition for the roles. The sound engineer produced a shortlist and we auditioned remotely from sound bites sent over to us. Animation and music added significant dimension to the presentation. In June, I went to Manchester for the final mix and sign off of the project. The contractor hosted a remote Zoom session, which Megan's parents and the chief executive of the Natasha Allergy Research Foundation joined, along with Greater Gwent Food Group colleagues, my training standards service manager and my team. It was so pleasing to receive such positive feedback. The Chartered Trade and Standards Institute kindly agreed to provide a home for the resource and built dedicated web pages to host it. The project launched on the 8th of September 21, prior to the introduction of Natasha's Law, which came into force on the 1st of October 21. You can find it by scanning the QR code or following the link on screen. These links will also be shown again at the end of the presentation. The Chartered Trade and Standards Institute, CTSI, managed the national campaign together with Trade and Standards Wales. A national press release was issued on launch day. Media interviews with Business News Wales and Radio Cymru were done, and a number of Caerphilly Trade and Standards staff taking allergen samples starred in an episode of X-Ray. To spread the word, notifications were placed on all of our professional platforms. The Knowledge Hub, REAMS, and the Food Standards Agency also circulated it nationwide. The Chartered Institute of Environmental Health Officers also flagged it with their members. A social media marketing campaign was shared across Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter platforms, targeting relevant food and hospitality business communities. All the language trailers and social media assets that have been developed to advertise the resource are on the CTSI website for all to use. I attended CTSI Symposium in Birmingham in September, where my colleague and I did a joint Trade and Standards Journal article. A member of my team and I exhibited the resource and presented a recorded theatre session. We gave out hundreds of business cards with the resource web link. On inspection, we provide food business operators and staff with a resource link and QR code. New business packs and food standards forms have been updated. We are also in the process of reviewing and updating our alternative enforcement strategy questionnaires with this information. The links have been shared internally, which includes catering services and the environmental health food team, who will publish them on all documentation that they can. We sent a mail shot to all our food businesses and event traders, providing an update on Natasha's Law and the resource. In addition to the legal allergy and intolerance signpost notice, we also provide our food businesses and those who trade at Caerphilly events with a resource poster titled "Ask us if you have a food allergy or intolerance." Our communication department have been sent the media assets, and it's been advertised on our social media channels as well as our Trade and Standards pages. The resource is still in its infancy. Feedback to date from professional colleagues as well as regional and national food groups, training providers, allergen experts and allergen charities has been very complimentary. All report that the resources are very useful. A number of our high-risk food manufacturers have committed to using it in their food handler staff training, including those who work in the production stages on the factory floor. Recently, a Trade and Standards officer kindly took the trouble to email me to say that the resource was extremely helpful in a visit to an Indian takeaway. Being able to show the Bengali version made the owner's face light up and made a massive difference to the visit. My officers have also experienced this response. A headmaster within Greater Gwent reported that he had used the resource to train teachers in his school. He commented that the videos in particular were pretty powerful, and it was worthwhile to look at situations from different perspectives, which the videos achieved well. He advocated the benefit of having a whole school approach to allergen management. Our food industry is wonderfully diverse. We enjoy food from many cultures. More work is needed to reach out to those who may benefit from the resource in their first language, so they get to know about it and where they can find it. I'm hopeful that as food inspections start up again across the nations, that the word will continue to spread. Trade and Standards and environmental health officers across the UK enforce food law with the aim of achieving regulatory compliance. In doing so, we work with and support food businesses each and every day in the hope that it will improve the safety, choice, and quality of life of individuals with food hypersensitivity and to help prevent avoidable deaths. It is hoped that this resource will help to achieve this goal. To give you a taster of the presentation itself, here's the trailer. I would like to encourage everyone to watch the presentation, make use of the handout, poster, marketing trailers, and social media assets. I would like to reach out to you all for any help you can give in promoting these free, online, multilingual allergen resources. Be allergy aware, and let's make allergens everyone's business. This has been an immense project delivered at pace during the pandemic, which I feel very passionately about and I'm so very proud to have been a part of. Whilst it's been my privilege to lead on it, it has been a collective effort and is a fantastic example of partnership working. On behalf of the Greater Gwent Food Group and I, we would like to extend heartfelt thanks to Chloe Fitzpatrick and family and Adam and Gemma Lee for supporting this project and sharing their deeply personal experiences to raise allergen awareness and helping others. Also, a big thank you to Lancashire County Council Trading Standards for allowing us to use the impactful resources that are A Day in the Life of Chloe and Megan's Story, which are an integral part of the resource. Thank you to Trading Standards Environmental Health colleagues at the Greater Gwent Food Group and the Trading Standards Wales Food Standards and Labelling Group for their invaluable help and assistance in developing the resources. We would also like to express our sincere appreciation to the Food Standards Agency for their commitment, working with us and funding this project, without which it would never have been developed. Thank you. Also, thank you to Trading Standards Wales for their financial assistance and invaluable support in launching and promoting the project in association with the Chartered Trading Standards Institute. Last, but by no means least, a big shout out to the Chartered Trading Standards Institute for producing the amazing promotional material, managing our national promotional campaign, and agreeing to host our multilingual resources on their website. Our sincerest thanks to you all. And as they say in the movie world, that's a wrap.